Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I did a video yesterday, and part of it had to do with the Flare network, and a lot of people were caught off guard by that document. I saw this from Harry at Geraldo XRP on Twitter, and this tweet says, from the Flare network, document published by CEO Hugo Filion, whilst we have been in stealth mode for the past 2 years, and then Harry writes, WTF? And in terms of current partners, in stealth regulated security token exchange, who might this be then? And so there are a lot of questions regarding this. This document just came out on the 10th. I have the document up here. For those of you guys who want to know a little bit more about the Flare network, I will link that in the description for you. Few people down here commenting on this thread. So Real Sologenic, we know the Sologenic token, and Sologenic is another company that is working on the XRPL. So Oddslot says Sologenic is going to offer securities trading if they'll get the MIFID2 license, but I might be completely wrong. So that's one thing. But what is this issue with the FXRP? So for those of you guys who want to maybe know a little bit more about this, the FXRP is a trustless representation of the XRP token on the Flare network, which enables XRP hodlers to use smart contracts with the XRP token. I think that is the biggest takeaway that you guys probably want to know if you don't have much time and you just want to get the surface level information. The ensuing ecosystem provides incentives for agents to participate via the earning of fees as well as the capacity to arbitrage. They go on to discuss what the XRPL is down here in the introduction. We all know what that is. Furthermore, XRPL and the Ripple ecosystem has one of the largest and most active developer communities. RippleNet and the XRP Ledger have meaningful enterprise and institutional uptake, and Ripple Labs and the XRP community have been highly successful in creating a decentralized payment and FX network. However, the XRPL has been optimized for its payments and FX use case, and as such, because it does not support Turing complete smart contracts, presents limited utility for other use cases. So this, again, going back to smart contracts, I found it interesting, just as a side note here, that these guys who are clearly working closely with the XRPL and obviously know a lot about what Ripple is doing, is saying the Ripple ecosystem has one of the largest and most active, okay, not that part, have meaningful enterprise and institutional uptake. It was that line there that really got me interested, because this just goes to show you how important the XRPL will be in the future. More on the Flare token, though. Let's continue on here. Shaco the Recto Doggo points this out. Remember when Ripple said that they were just focusing on cross-border payments? And now you see they have another token called Spark to work with smart contracts. Open your eyes, XRP's deal is already done. So, with regards to cross-border transactions, we all feel like it's in the bag. Now they're working with Flare's Spark network, and are they going to be using some sort of token for smart contracts? There's also this issue of hodlers who hodl XRP can convert one-to-one and also hold Spark. We've also got Crypto Eddie here. Flare Networks did originally intend to create a stablecoin from burning XRP. They are not going this route, as FXRP is much more useful. They have the old posts up in order to be transparent. Going forward, they will add a notice of update. Please note, and then she takes a screen grab here from Flare. We did say a long time ago that we would create a stable coin from burning XRP. We are not doing this because FXRP is much more useful. We leave up old posts because we want to be transparent. And so this looks like Crypto Eddie was having a discussion with somebody, perhaps at the customer support. This looks like a text bubble here. Nevertheless, thanks so much, Crypto Eddie, for your contribution to this thread as well. How will this have an impact on XRP? So this is essentially smart contracts using XRP. This is what people are presuming in the XRP community. CR at Equity Pool says something was a little fishy. Today's Flare video dropped from YouTube. In the process of sharing the video disappeared. Was a great outline of the project and will share with the community once it's available again. So, maybe some information was dropped prematurely and they didn't want it out. And now the XRP community is buzzing and speculating on what it could be. So it would be nice if you could somehow stake your FXRP or provide liquidity in a DeFi-style lending/borrowing application, but on Flare and with a settlement asset as quick as XRP. Right now, gas fees are exorbitant due to the slowness of Ethereum's power of work. So FXRP, going to be this token that is going to be utilized by the Flare network, obviously connected to XRP, a trustless representation of the XRP token, and ultimately it enables XRP hodlers to use smart contracts with the XRP token. But I will indeed add this to the description of the video. Again, another PDF just outlining what the Flare network is doing. And so thanks so much, everybody, for contributing to this discussion. We also had this from yesterday. Stephen Mnuchin actually tweeting out, if you have extra coins at home, please use them to make purchases or deposit them at a bank or exchange them for cash. Help get coins moving. This is Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin asking the American public to take coins from their couch cushions and spend them. Okay. But no, everything's fine, guys. The stock market is up and everything's looking honky-dory. Nothing to see here. Of course, the XRP community isn't buying it. Nope, you can't have any of my pennies, says XRP hodler for life. Boy, I almost feel like he shouldn't have tweeted that. It sounds like the American government is desperate for those precious metals, the copper and silver, although I don't know if nickels and dimes are actually made out of silver these days. I don't think they are. I think it's a mix. I don't think it's pure silver or copper. Anyway, James Real XRP down here. I have plenty of crypto. No coins, sorry. Jungle Inc. down here also responding. You can print dollars around the clock, but you can't stamp out a couple of quarters. Wouldn't want to add to the debt. Cut the BS and get the change flowing again. This is all optics. You know what? I believe that it is probably not worth it for the mint to print coins. And so, since there is a lack of them, Stephen Mnuchin's telling everybody to bring their coins in and get them circulating because I'm sure a lot of people also aren't working and therefore not spending. And so there is indeed a shortage of coins. And Darren XRP says, you know what? Whatever they say, whatever they tell you to do, always do the opposite. So this with regard to Stephen Mnuchin's tweet as well. Or is it somewhere down here? Somebody wrote, I can't find it now. That's okay. Basically, they said, look, I'll give you my coins, but I want $1 for a penny. I want $5 for every nickel, and I want $10 for every dime. How does that sound? U.S. government wants my coins so bad? That's the price. Bizarre. We're in a weird time right now, guys. This is, you know, I didn't ever think we'd come to this. Boy, really, really strange times. And then there's XRP. Poised to see a parabolic explosion to 93 cents. This from DJ Peter Vass at PeterVass6 on Twitter. I believe Michael at Val5Links also sent me this tweet. And this ultimately just showing this chart here and looking at levels of resistance or supply zones. We can see here XRP rally to a high over the last couple of days to about 32.5 cents up here. Now we're coming down. We're actually seeing a nice healthy bullish pennant pattern here on the XRP chart. But what is this 93 cent business? Well, I mean, it's just another supply zone ultimately. If you take the last uptrend for XRP, bring it down here to the bottom of the downtrend, which is roughly about here, give or take, 0.114 at the bottom, and up here, 0.347. You can see that these zones actually line up quite nicely. If I remove this line here, let me just remove this for a second here, but this top level here, I will paint it with a rectangle here so you guys can see where I'm talking about. Okay, this 3.618 line on the Fibonacci actually lines up very, very well with this level here. So that, to me, is going to be a strong level of resistance, or we can assume it could be a strong level of resistance, and that is indeed anywhere between, well, the top is about 96.5 cents, but the 93 cent range is somewhere in there. So what they're talking about is this level here. And that'll all depend essentially on how much more money gets pumped into XRP at this moment. Of course, this is dependent on BTC, so we can never know exactly how much money will be pumped into the market. Ultimately, if we can see BTC go to about 17,100, I think definitely, no problem, we will see an XRP get up that high. It is quite possible. Also, we got Ian Northing here on Twitter. I agree, in a lifetime. Give this a read. It'll warm your cockles. XRP, the cryptocurrency I am most bullish on, and why Ripple makes this an extraordinary opportunity. So this is a lengthy article here. Not going to read the full thing. Just in summary, though, the OCC has given the green light for banks to hold cryptocurrencies for its clients. One reason. Also, we all know XRP provides real-world utility with 3 to 5 second settlements with payments and is the native currency on the Ripple platform. Number 3, Ripple is extremely ambitious as they try to evolve the entire financial global infrastructure to make it seamless with payments. And number 4, XRP could be the opportunity of a lifetime or a flash in the pan. So he is suggesting here that, we are in a good spot, but it might not be XRP. And so, he just wants to play his cards right. He wants to hedge his bets. But for speculation purposes, it has real potential. And this is what I always say, even if you aren't interested in all the news, all the projects, all the connections, everything that we've talked about on this channel with regards to Ripple's potential and XRP's potential, the fact of the matter is there is still always the speculative aspect to trading, which could bring XRP, like I was just saying, up to 93 cents once we see Bitcoin continue to rally. So not going to get into this so much. This investor here says he started investing in XRP. It represents the largest opportunity in the crypto space. This is such an interesting market because not many people understand or are invested in it yet, and the amount of money going into it can't be overlooked. Currently, BTC has a market cap that is larger than many US companies as it exceeds 200 billion. XRP is the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap and is currently trading around 25 cents at the time of this writing. It presents possible explosive opportunity. I have no idea if cryptocurrencies will ever be adopted the way some are envisioning. And I currently can't walk into a store and purchase items with crypto, but it's hard to dismiss that this is a real market with real buyers and real money going into it. And again, this idea of you're not going to be able to walk into a store and use your crypto to buy stuff is going to change very, very quickly, I have a feeling. I have been creating a position in XRP because of its real-world utility through the Ripple network. Crypto is certainly a gamble and isn't for everyone, but if you have some money to speculate with XRP, could be an opportunity of a lifetime. So goes down and explains all the reasons why he believes this. I'm not going to go over all this, guys. I will leave this article in the description for those of you guys who want to read further. But in conclusion, what he says, I have no idea what will happen with cryptocurrencies, and they could become non-existent in the future, okay? He's playing devil's advocate here. What I do know is that they haven't disappeared yet, and there is real money behind these digital assets. There could be many winners in the space or just a few, with banks getting the green light to hold crypto for clients and other news which has come out. I'm going to speculate that crypto is here to stay. I like XRP the most because of the instant settlement, the real-world utility of the Ripple network, and the projects Ripple is creating. I plan on holding multiple coins, so this is important to note. I plan on holding multiple coins for the next decade to see what pans out. Society continues to evolve, and maybe crypto will be part of banking's evolution. So, he is not a hardcore XRP hodler. He sees that there could be roadblocks. However, he's willing to take a bet. If you go back to 1985 and told somebody what banking would look like in the year 2020, they would think that you are nuts. XRP was at a high of about $3 during the bull run of 2017. Since then, a ton of progress has happened. BTC went to almost $20,000. I wouldn't think it's crazy to see an XRP at $5, $10, $100, or even $1,000 in the next decade if Ripple's project pans out and XRP is adopted as a main vehicle of moving money across the network. And why wouldn't we think that XRP would be that main mechanism to move value around the globe? There's so much information pointing to the fact that this is the case, and I'm going to bring something up a little later that really gets you thinking, Gonna get to that in a bit though. Brad Garlinghouse is coming out and saying, as I was saying, crypto shines like gold. MicroStrategy, yes, they have made a move to diversify in favor of digital assets, and he thinks it's bold. and brilliant. One of the first companies to do so, but they certainly won't be the last. This with regards to software firm MicroStrategy. They made a massive bet on Bitcoin with a $250 million purchase. So MicroStrategy, a Virginia-based business intelligence software company that trades on the NASDAQ, guys. Okay, so these guys aren't a two-bit operation. They trade on the NASDAQ, and they announced on Tuesday that it had acquired 21,454 Bitcoin in what they describe as a capital allocation strategy. The move is a novel one for a publicly traded firm. While many companies put surplus capital into bonds and other investments as part of their treasury management strategies, a bet of this size on Bitcoin is all but unheard of. You've got to remember, MicroStrategy trades on the NASDAQ, is beholden to shareholders to a degree, and they are taking a flyer on Bitcoin. Yes, they purchased 21,454 Bitcoin, as a matter of fact. And while some companies invest in, as this article is suggesting, bonds or other investments, they are investing in Bitcoin. Investing in the cryptocurrency would provide not only a reasonable hedge against inflation, but also the prospect of earning a higher return than other investments, said the company in a statement. Their decision to plow $250 million into Bitcoin may amount to more than a capital allocation strategy. Barry Silbert, the founder of crypto conglomerate DCG, noted on Twitter that the move could serve to tie MicroStrategy's valuation to Bitcoin. So this is a good point. If they own a lot of Bitcoin, that is much of their assets, and therefore the company's value would be in effect tied to Bitcoin. If investors equate MicroStrategy's valuation with Bitcoin's performance, it would not be the only company in the position. The online retailer Overstock is also heavily invested in crypto, a strategy that may have buoyed its share price even as its core business slumps. So this is interesting. More companies investing in cryptocurrency and MicroStrategy investing in Bitcoin. These aren't even cryptocurrency companies. This is a software company, software firm, but they see the potential in crypto and they are exposing themselves to crypto. So interesting to say the least. Interesting, but not surprising, in my opinion. And it looks as though a lot of these guys are doing this because of the uncertainty of the pandemic. They have to try out-of-the-box ideas to add to their valuation. And, as crypto is rising, as we've seen Bitcoin rise in the past, chances are it'll continue to rise in the future. Of course, many people are predicting a six-figure Bitcoin, which would bring XRP up to anywhere. I've heard predictions anywhere between $5 to $10 if we see a $100,000 Bitcoin. So, it's anybody's guess, guys. But I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that if these guys are believing in it, if these guys, MicroStrategy, are putting $250 million into Bitcoin, chances are we should probably take a look at what they're doing and follow along. Invest in crypto now before it explodes. More news here, guys, from the OCC announcement. This from Coining203. I got to thank Coining203 on Twitter. More regarding the OCC and the announcement made last month. So this happened last month. Look at the entities that have commented. Some big fish in the space, some that I didn't even know were in the digital asset space. So this with regards to the statement that banks can now custody crypto. Well, of course, we have Ripple's response to the OCC. And there are a few screen grabs here to that effect. Ripple's response to the OCC. And here's a screen grab to that effect from August 1st. Guys, I'm not going to read it. I will link it in the description if you are interested. This one from MasterCard. Okay, he just outlines who has been responding here. We've got Accenture, a public submission. Also, Google responding to this. Grayscale Investments, so heavy hitters in the space. And of course, Coinbase, a leading cryptocurrency exchange in the United States. So I thought that was interesting. Thank you at Coining203 on Twitter for posting that. A bit of a follow-up to the OCC news. Switching gears just a little bit, guys. I know some of you guys are interested in Vechain, and this from XRP Ferguson on Twitter. He posted this: Vechain, the University of Oxford, jointly proposed an evaluation framework for blockchain consensus protocols in an effort to support the blockchain industry as a whole. Vechain and the Mathematical Institute at University of Oxford have been working together as close partners to carry out research and provide independent scientific advice. Considering the pivotal role of consensus protocols in blockchain systems, the University of Oxford and the research team jointly published a technical paper titled Alpha Block, an evaluation framework for blockchain consensus protocols for the evaluation of blockchain consensus protocols. The overall performance of Byzantine fault-tolerant BFT consensus, and the Nakamoto consensus, NC, is compared through Alpha Block framework. So Vechain now working with a university and looking to, I guess, add legitimacy to their brand. Of course, when you work with, a big, especially an established university like Oxford, that will definitely lend credibility to the Vechain project. Not that they aren't credible already with all the partnerships that they have signed over the last few years. So Vechain working with the University of Oxford. And again, guys, I'm not going to get into this in detail, but just goes to show you the coins with real value will be the coins that have partnerships, meaningful partnerships, the coins that will solve problems. And there will only be a handful in the future that do really well. So something to take a look at. Perhaps you want to add more to your Vechain position. I got Vechain here on the daily. And, again, just retracing a little bit, it's still doing fairly well. Breached that 2-cent mark. The high for Vechain was about 0.022 cents. Now trading at about 0.020 cents. So not far off its all-time high. Great to see, though, that Vechain is doing something similar to Ripple as they are joining forces with Oxford University and publishing this technical paper, of course, that outlines certain blockchain frameworks, but ultimately doing it to solve real-world problems. Great. I saw this, guys, from the Cryptic Poet on Twitter. Ripple's partner, Vitesse, a fintech providing real-time cross-border payments for businesses, scores a £6.6 million Series A funding round. So Vitesse, the London-based fintech that offers real-time cross-border payments for businesses, has raised £6.6 million in a Series A funding. The round is led by Octopus Ventures with participation from existing backers, including Hoxton Ventures and various angel investors. The company says the new investment will be used for growth, including building on its sales and marketing functions and expanding Vitesse's footprint in the U.S. market. It will also further invest in the reach and speed of its banking capabilities in order to meet customer demand as the fintech expands globally. And so let me read you this quote down here. Cross-border payments are still largely inefficient, especially for businesses. This is from Mnuchin, who is the founder of Vitesse. They can be slow and expensive, and tracking and reconciling them and keeping compliant in a constantly shifting regulatory environment can prove difficult. To remedy this, Vitesse's banking network provides access to multiple domestic banking services so that businesses can make payments to other businesses and their customers in the fastest and most economical way. In addition, they gain greater transparency through things like real-time reporting. So these guys, again, a Ripple partner, providing real-time cross-border payments for businesses. So are they using XRP? Real-time cross-border payments? I guess the question is it real-time settlement? Even if it isn't at this moment in time, once we see that regulatory clarity, I can assure you that companies like Vitesse, not only Vitesse, but other companies that work with Ripple will be using the XRP token for real-time settlement. That's really what's going to be the secret sauce for cross-border payments in the future. Another tweet here, guys. This is another one from the Cryptic Poet. Ripple partner Standard Chartered Bank partners with Microsoft to become a cloud-first bank. So they announced a 3-year strategic partnership to accelerate the bank's digital transformation through a cloud-first strategy. This partnership marks a significant milestone for Standard Chartered in making its vision for virtual banking, next-generation payments, open banking, and banking as a service a reality. They're leveraging Azure, which is the Microsoft system, as a preferred cloud platform. The companies will also co-innovate in open banking and real-time payments to help the bank unlock new banking experiences for clients. Just going to continue down here. As technology reshapes the banking industry, Standard Chartered recognizes that a cloud-first strategy is critical to the banking's ambition to make banking simpler, faster, and more convenient. By being digital first, the bank will be able to meet the demands for seamless banking virtually anytime, anywhere, and make banking more accessible to people across its network. So another Ripple partnered company looking to get into cloud banking. Standard Chartered, a big player in the space, and we know that even Microsoft was testing XRP back in 2015. The Azure platform is connected to Ripple. So very, very cool news there. Guys, I wanted to talk about this too. So something you have to remember about Ripple and XRP being the standard. We all say it because it just makes sense to us in a lot of ways. But it's one thing to say it, and it's another thing to see the connections as to why we believe such a thing. Just waiting for the green light. This originally tweeted from Shako, the Reco Doggo. I mentioned his tweet earlier on in the video. And so I wanted to talk about this response here. Another connection just to kind of frame this up for you guys. So this is Ken Kurson, board director at Ripple, and he's standing here, quite friendly I may add, with Jared Kushner, who is President Trump's son-in-law. Okay, and why this is important, because the Trump administration considered an old friend, Ken Kurson, to work within government. Now, when we look over here, guys, you can also see Ripple welcomes Ken Kurson to its board of directors. I believe this was a while ago. Ripple is pleased to announce that Ken Kurson, editor-in-chief at Observer Media, has joined its board of directors. Mr. Kurson was an early investor in Ripple and brings to the board extensive knowledge of Ripple's financial technology. I don't have to read further. These are just screen grabs. I don't actually have the article up here. But this just goes to show you the connections Ripple has with the US government, and the fact that yesterday I did a video. Don't know if you saw it, guys. I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner if you haven't. But I did a video with Chris Larson, one of the founders of the Ripple company. And what he was talking about was this idea that the government really kind of had to get a move on with regulatory clarity, because the United States could experience a tech Cold War with China if the United States doesn't act quickly. And so I bring this up because I saw Darren's tweet here on Twitter, XRP Darren at Fame21more. I find it odd how open Ripple is about this issue. And he retweeted Ripple tweets here regarding the tech Cold War brewing between the US and China, and crypto regulation could determine who comes out on top. Now, Ripple, of course, just, posting on their blog here. It's just one of these little Ripple Insight blog posts. This part, the content of this article, which I had already covered, isn't nearly as interesting to me as what Darren points out here, which is the fact that Ripple is actually saying this. Ripple is coming out and is actually worried about this. Why would they care? Why do they care so much? Why don't we see other companies in the space, the heads at Cardano or Ethereum or Vechain, coming out and really saying, look, regulatory clarity needs to happen in order for us to conduct business? Well, with Ripple, first and foremost, what they're doing has to do with money. So the banking sector, a highly regulated sector, that's kind of first and foremost. But also, think about what Ripple needs to succeed. But also think about this: how rewarded Ripple and you and I will be if they succeed. Because the end game for Ripple, I think, is 100-fold over many other cryptocurrency companies in the space. King Solomon also responds to this saying, I find it odd that they won't let anyone interview current employees. Ripple won't let their employees be interviewed, asks XRP Darren. I didn't know that. Interesting piece of information. The narrative to bring the new technology will be that US has to innovate in order for the USD not to be outdone by the digital yuan. A perfect scenario for Ripple and XRP. This from Anders Lundberg. XRP will be able to expand the reach of the USD, taking away the advantage of the digital yuan. Guys, this is a high stakes game, and you and I are involved as XRP hodlers. It could get interesting. It could be a narrative, says Real XRP Boy. The hey, we told you so. Time will tell. Sure feels like we're close, baby. Has the power to create digital gold, a new store of value, by way of a bridge currency for the world. XRP all the way. I also found it interesting, though. Think about it. Chris Larson coming out and actually seemed quite distraught. Maybe I'll use that word, distraught, that we could be indeed inciting a Cold War with China and what those implications could be to the US economy, to the world using Ripple technology and XRP, and the fact that this is such a high stakes game. I mean, guys, at the end of the day, if the prize was $100 million or even $1 billion or heck, even $1 trillion, in comparison to what Ripple is trying to target in the future, will make those numbers look like chump change. The kind of money that moves around the world is in the quadrillions, not to mention all the other types of assets that XRP can transfer. Not only that, there's the FXRP. This will enable XRP hodlers to use smart contracts with the XRP token. So just think of the scale. Think of the stakes that are involved. Are you happy you're an XRP hodler? Do you think you should be buying more? I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.